This week marked the start of the NFL Combine, and for one NDSU alum, it's just the next stop on his journey to play with the pros. Derek Tuska will be evaluated on individual drills Saturday in Indianapolis to assign number values to the type of athlete he is. He'll compete in events such as the bench press, 40-yard dash, and 20-yard shuttle run. Prior to the Combine, some scouts have projected Tuska to be drafted in the 7th round or end up undrafted. He finished his NDSU career 5th in program history in career sacks and 6th in tackles for loss. One of the players Tuska will be competing against in his position group that day, Ohio State star Chase Young. Right after we go off the air tonight, I will be heading over to the Shields Center to cover the most important game of the season for the Bison men's basketball team. And if any students are watching this segment live along with us, take it from me, it'd be a good idea to get there as soon as possible. NDSU is playing South Dakota State tonight. And the last time the Jacks came to Fargo, this happened. A half-court three-pointer by David Jenkins Jr. won it at the horn to stop a 5-game Bison winning streak last year. Tonight, the top spot in the Summit League is at stake. These teams played against each other in Brookings on January 22nd, a 78-73 SDSU win. After that game, NDSU won its next 7 before losing to UND on a buzzer-beating 3 last weekend. A win tonight keeps the Bison in contention for the #1 seed in the Summit League tournament with another game at home Saturday against Omaha. After tonight, only 8 days remain before both NDSU basketball teams will be represented in the conference tournament in Sioux Falls. Here's a look at the most likely landing spots for both teams. For the men, the scenarios are pretty simple. With a win tonight against SDSU and a win Saturday against Omaha, the top seed is theirs. NDSU will play the 8th seed on Saturday, March 7th at 6 o'clock against either Western Illinois or Denver. A loss in either one of the two teams' remaining games locks them in at number 2 and would play the late game Saturday night against one of 3 potential teams. Bison men won this tournament last year as the number 4 seed. For the women, on the contrary, their seeding is a little less cut and dry. Entering today, NDSU needed 1 win or 1 UND loss to clinch the 6th seed in Sioux Falls and a date with Western Illinois Sunday the 8th at 2:30. If the Fighting Hawks win out and the Bison lose out, it'll be North Dakota snatching the 6th seed, and NDSU would play against South Dakota State Saturday at 2:30. The Bison are also mathematically in contention for the 4th and 5th seeds, but would need outside help. With today's result from the Shack that just went final about an hour ago, the 2nd scenario is in play. So that means the final game of the season is win or go home on Saturday at 1 o'clock. And also, we're happy to announce Bison Information Network will be in Sioux Falls next weekend to cover the Summit League basketball tournaments. However long the Bison will be there, so will we. Join us for our coverage starting March 7th, which includes game previews, player and coach press conferences, and more. Everything we produce at the tournaments will be on our YouTube channel, the Bison Information Network. We'll give a full recap of both tournaments in our newscast in 2 weeks. The NDSU wrestling team's regular season is over after a mix of emotions on the road last weekend. Facing South Dakota State last Friday night, NDSU eked out a 1-point win to reclaim the Border Belt Trophy. It all came down to West Fargo native Brandon Metz with his team down by 2, and he won his decision by just 1 point. Sunday, though, went the other way for the Bison, falling 22-16 against Iowa State to end their 7-match winning streak. Next weekend, NDSU will be competing in the Big 12 Championships in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Still to come on Bison Information Network News, we spotlight a fellow student media organization's honors it earned in Minneapolis.